How we doing, boys?
Good.
Welcome to show 24.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
191 subscribers.
Yeah, we're getting up there, getting close to 200 subscribers. But while we're talking about that, like, share, subscribe, help us get the show out there. But no sponsors today. We do have a meeting for one possibly coming up here Wednesday, so hopefully that'll.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But so we got Rich in the room today. We've got Robbie. We've got Kendall from Wired Access. We've got Steve, and we got Scott Medinger, basically beatbox master.
Yeah.
Beatbox Scott. He goes under
Beatbox Skutt.
Cut Master Skutt.
So yeah, people call me Skutt. Scott works out pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna kind of we're gonna start with you and I met. I guess I don't know. It would have been.
See, but before I started working at Jimmy John's, so like 12 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, there you go, 12 years ago, and you were an employee then, and we've kind of always talked. Obviously, Facebook, modern technology keeps us in contact a little bit, and I've always watched your beatbox stuff, and was it probably there was a couple 5 to 7 years ago? It seems like Scarface was in Lincoln,
like
and
2017. I had them Scarface tickets. So
you got me some Scarface tickets, and yep, weren't you opening up down there?
I was opening up with M. Shaw. M. Shaw was doing the slidings. I had come up for a track. So I was like, okay, I'm going to piggyback off him. So if you want to come see me do my thing with M. Shaw, you built it in for Scarface, so I'm going to be part of that shit.
Yeah, that was really cool.
You tried to reconnect with Scarface?
No, I just went down.
Remember we had pancakes together?
We had pancakes at 4 a.m. Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to reconnect. Obviously, a fan that had never been to a show, so Jen and I went down to that, and man, on my block, when that come on, you were Yep. No, that was cool, and yeah. So, what do you do for work now?
For work, I work in nursing, so I'm just like a med aide, and I just got my CNA too. So I just kind of help out at like old folks' homes, assisted living.
Pay the bills.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up to a little bit more long-term care, get a little more cheddar, and help people out more. But
yeah,
I'll be a travel nurse too, and eventually get some availability.
That's where the money's at.
The travel nursing can be good
an opportunity. I mean, I'd be locked down 5 days a week.
Yeah, right.
I can't book shows all the time. I do want to try to book shows, and I'm open to it. So
well, I mean,
in the time.
Yeah, I guess kind of if you get locked into somebody, you can't really be leaving too much. But I think that travel nursing could be decent
with
money.
The travel agents, you kind of pick your own shifts and move around as you want.
That would be nice.
My wife does the legal stuff for a travel agency, nursing, medical solutions, and she's been there for a while. The hardest thing is how long that stuff's going to stay around. Because since COVID, there's been, unfortunately, for the working force, not the nurses, you guys are always needed. But for the working force, I mean, they've had 3 layoffs in the past year. So just be careful who you choose. Make sure you really look at the details. That's all I could say from the outside looking in. Because they're still needed. But a lot of hospitals are doing more so they don't have to pay as much to keep them instead of having them travel. So... But I'm not saying it's going to go by. I don't think it will. People like it. You get different views, different opportunities.
I mean, you look at it, man. Like every year, there's somebody getting older, and come to me for my medical care.
You have the baby boomers.
Yeah,
those guys are all.
It's a bunch of them.
Yep. So So in your beatboxing, I guess where have you been overseas or?
Yeah, I've been overseas a couple times. First time was in Warsaw, Poland, just to attend and go witness the biggest beatbox battle in history.
Okay.
Grand Beatbox Battle 21, about 5,000 people. This is mid-COVID too. We had to cancel this shit 2 years in a row, and we finally got it back on in 21. And it might have been the last beatbox battle ever. We didn't know what was going to happen in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
So I went there to just watch. I couldn't battle because I didn't qualify. And then about 2 years later, I went to Berlin, Germany. So that was just this last August. I qualified for the vocal scratch category. So they had a new category in beatbox where you didn't have to be an already existing national champion. And I was like, okay, I entered, and I got in, so I was able to compete in the World Beatbox Champs too. That was really cool.
That is really cool.
I think something to hit on this though is, where did this love for beatboxing
Right.
start for you?
Oh, just like YouTube videos. I mean, Alem, just beatbox, ALEM, crazy fast French beatboxer. That's really who I started. Skiller, Reaps one.
What made you watch
Effects.
that first one? Like, what do you even think
just
of?
people like showing me videos of like Brazel and Bismarcky and stuff, and like some old school legend. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Then
Pioneers.
I see people taking it to the next
Pioneers.
level with the battle style. Yeah, and I still see the pioneers coming back to judge the battles now.
Yep.
Brazel will be a judge. Dougie Fresh will be a judge. I've seen him talk at the American Beatbox Champs. That was inspiring. He had some really good things to say. The main takeaway, Dougie Fresh said, though, the purpose of beatboxing was to uplift the human spirit. And I was like, oh, that hit me.
See, and I like that because my cousin, he was a DJ before I was, and he had me over because I was like, I just want to learn. And some people will take you on their wing and just go. Some people are like, let me fill you out. And he goes, what do you want to be a DJ for? And I was like, dude, music can change one person's day and make them a whole different person. If you can do that with just one person, what could you do with 400, 4,000 beyond?
Facts.
It's about changing the atmosphere that you're in right now. And that's what I love about Fridays. But when I told him that, that's when he goes, I can help you. If I would have said, he even said, if you would have said something like, man, I just can't wait until be up on the top of the stage and it's all me and it's all this. He was like, that's what I thought you were going to say. But when you broke it down to about what you're trying to do for the people, he said, now I can teach you about it. And I took that to heart. And what you said right there and what I've seen in your videos is all true. You're looking to change one person. You don't care how many people watch your videos. You don't care how many people tap into you. Every day it's going to hit one more person in a different vibe. And that's what I love about it, man.
So
it's a new lane that not many people are exploring. So there's no wrong turns in there. You just keep going in whichever way.
you do. I seem to follow a ton of people, but that have positive messages on their stuff, and you do have a lot of that stuff.
I try to keep it really positive, and share love through beatboxing, and I'd rather be dropping beats than bombs. That's basically it.
Right, you do say that.
That's my catchphrase on one of my routines. Yeah.
No, but there's people out there, man, that need the little motivation messages sometimes, and
there'll be families and their kids just message like, "Oh, this is like random, but my kid really likes this beatbox that it made me think of you," and they like send me the thing and like what their daughter's doing beatbox. I'm like, oh, that's so cool, man! Like just me pushing it and sharing it. People are like relate beatboxing to me in Nebraska so much because I'll just be pushing it so hard.
well, it's. I mean, I've seen you, out basically on the street corner doing it with a speaker,
street
and
performing with the crowds walking around. They're just like people walking like what and. Start bringing up money. I was like, "Oh, I need a tip jar." I realized.
See, I'm a fan. When Matt told me about it, I said, "Oh, I'm definitely going to see that because I'm from New York. Born and raised, you know what I'm saying. So we used to be in the projects, you know what I'm saying, or something in the halls. Somebody start beatboxing, somebody start freestyling. You know what I'm saying. And instead of being in school, that's what. Yep. Instead of being in school, that's what we was doing. So I'm a big fan of beatboxing, and I do follow. You know what I'm saying. The beatboxing championships. And
you mentioned MB14 and stuff.
Yeah, saw it all with the loop stations. I mean, that's to have a talent like that and an ear for that. That's incredible. That's why I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna be in this one.
Well, I mean, there's times that I listen and watch his videos that it's like you're making like 3 noises at once, and it's like how?
A lot of practice, a lot of pressure.
I can't even get words out right most of the time, and this dude's making 3 noises.
Hey, but you know what? I bet you can get Matt to do at least 2 at once.
2 what?
Right on this show.
2
noises at the same. Maybe
a hum and a click. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all can hum for sure.
We gotta leave that at that.
I was hoping we were going to get Rich dropping some bars.
Rob and I were making jokes that we were going to have Scott like bust the beat and then Rich start flowing over it.
Today's your day, Rich.
I think Rich might rather break out the cardboard though.
Yeah. Hey, if they can do it in the Olympics, I can do it here.
I'm glad he brought that up. Do you see this now with breakdancing make it to the Olympics? it gives light that there could be a possibility.
Yeah, it's excited a lot of us in the beatboxing to see maybe beatbox getting legitimized, but I don't know what would happen with it. It'd be interesting to see. The beatboxing is a very niche thing. Like amongst we beatbox all these hip hop genres and EDM, there's a huge crowd for that. But then beatboxing, it's a small pool of like 5 to 10,000 people you're working at for the biggest events in the world.
But think about it. If they could incorporate that in the Olympics, you got the world stage literally.
It'd be crazy.
And
Yeah.
you're gonna just imagine a lot of influencing you guys are gonna be able to do.
I would
Potentially
just
a lot of
that the best
artists
of the best get in there.
will probably contact you and be like, hey, I got a quick verse. I want you to, and boom, now you got your foot in the door into the industry.
Oh, you already know those break dancers are getting those job offers.
Definitely. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Not the one going around like a fish and the disrespectful, but the other ones. I watched the semis and the finals, and that had my hair on my arms up
And
because
remember-
there was so much energy and so much positive.
Breakdancing
Yeah.
has grown since the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You know what I'm saying? What these
Hey, man, that's
dudes
like
can
almost
do
50 years
these
ago.
days
Right, they're so far behind.
are crazy what they can do these days. You know what I'm saying? Just the movements and stuff, the muscle control and everything. Same thing in
Yeah.
beatboxing. People don't understand that. You got that's a talent, man. That's you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The layers are moving up. I
Yeah.
always watch the battles, and it's a good battle when you have at least 3 judges who are more experienced than anyone else who's competing. And that's how they do it in the breakdance battles. I watch them like, oh man, they got the legends freaking out over the new school
Exactly.
cats. These new kids are learning so much faster. It's really awesome.
I didn't see the Olympic thing other than what they
I did not
showed
either.
us.
I watched breakdancing on the underground videos. I didn't.
Hey.
The Olympics. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I just seen the one video of
It
the
was history making,
person
man. I
from
had to
Australia.
catch it. You
There
know,
was a couple
as a
good clips
DJ, I
I
had
seen.
to
I was
catch
like,
it.
okay, yeah, that's pretty fire.
All I've
Yeah.
seen
It
is
reminded
the
me of some
memes.
of those Red Bull
Yeah.
breakdance videos and stuff back in the day. Yeah.
I just there was there was just a meme that was how black people watched the breakdancing competition. It was just them laughing at that video, of them doing the small. It was, but I was laughing the same way. I wouldn't have done it.
I personally feel it was a mockery of the craft. Shout out to all the ones who, you know what I'm saying, kept it legit, true at heart. But the meme that we all have seen on the YouTube videos and TikToks, that was a straight mockery. And I mean, granted, you know what I'm saying, they had the privilege of doing it on the world stage, but come on, guys, you guys got to do better than
Pick
that.
your stage.
Yeah, pick your stage, exactly.
I mean, she had to get there somehow, right?
I mean, maybe that was the best Australia got.
Like, who puts that much time and dedication into just some bullshit?
I
Like,
mean,
I don't know.
we've put a lot of time into this.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
people put shit into bullshit all the time.
So, Scott, have you
Okay, I stand corrected.
So have you obviously been to New York and see some of the battles over there?
Yeah, I went
I
and
know you
seen
had
one
to,
battle
man.
in New York. I tried to get into it, but I didn't make the top 32. But I still got the top 60. I got 60 seconds. I was in the top 64.
Uh-huh.
Didn't get to compete, but I went and attended, and that was the best time I had at a battle yet.
Yeah, because that's the real
Pressure
was
that's the
off.
heart.
On that guy.
Yeah, it was the first time I went to a battle and didn't compete, and I was like, "Yo, this is way better." So when I went to Poland, I'm like, "This is gonna be fun." Not compete. Then I had to go to Berlin, I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta compete." But I'm like staying in the hostel with these people, all
Uh-huh.
speaking different languages, but we beatbox, so the beatbox kind of
That's-
transcends the language.
I was gonna
barrier.
say that's the
It's
mutual
cool.
language.
Yeah,
Yep.
Walk around dropping bass and shit. Like, boom.
Like
The one
this,
that gets
like
the
this.
lowest is
Oh,
the
that.
biggest.
Parent, yeah,
But it's crazy. You went from Jimmy John's
yeah.
and then fell in love with beatboxing.
Yeah,
And-
just kind of like on my own, like just like in my own time, like, oh, this is cool. And then a few years, like, oh, I should try to do this, like in public somewhere,
Were you always humming as a kid in school?
doing like little little sounds in middle school. Yeah, like,
Scott, go to the office.
Or the pencil drummer. The pencil drummer.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. I do it on the table.
Drums is so like for me as a DJ, there's nothing. My favorite set ever is I DJ'd a concert for Axis, and he had a drummer and a guitarist there as well. The energy when you are able to bring in even just something with your beatbox. Have you done that yet? Where you bring in maybe a drummer or or Congo or anything?
Not another instrument per se, like with another person. I've done like have people come up and rapping, obviously, like
Yeah.
acapella style. That's really really fun to do. But I've tried to play the drums and beatbox at the same time, and it's really hard.
Ooh, yeah.
Can you drum? You can't drum,
yeah,
obviously.
drum. Yep. So I played drums for 3 years before
Okay.
I got into beatboxing.
Okay.
Oh, so you was
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
kind of
so
that.
those beats are in the head.
Yeah,
good
the
then.
tuning.
I
You
do be
get that
working
too.
on some different instruments, some really cool like tribal stuff. I'm working on this tongue drum I have. It's like one of those steel tongue drums.
Okay.
I did
I
see
Got
seen that.
and then I got like a flute too. I'm trying to learn how to play the flute so I can flute box. Play beatboxing at the same time. That shit's next level.
He said flute box.
Flute box.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
so
like
we got
where-
flute
it's like-
box Lee.
It's
one
a,
time
it's
at
a lot
band
of
camp.
in out quicker than it is just a smooth. It's a lot more of the in outs than it
Yeah,
is
a lot
the
of inward
smooth.
drags. Like my
Yeah.
famous sound, my crab scratch is it's all
Yeah.
inward.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really like
Cut
my
that.
signature
Dude,
sound.
He's got to
Right.
come
Best
to one of
crab
my
scratch in the
sessions,
game.
dude. One of my Fridays, dude. And just jump on the mic while I'm dropping a set. Hey, sit at Sandbar in Papillion, man. Whatever you want to come down, man. It's so good vibes. 7 to 10. It's so early. I love it. I get to relax.
Yeah.
And it's just
You
laid
come
back
put on a show
vibes,
at
man.
the show at
I
the
had a
bar.
guitarist one
Nice.
time. That was cool. He was like, "What you want me to play?" I was like, I want to see your art." That's what I
the
like.
Guitarist. Actually, I do remember it was a small, quick collab. I was hosting a show at the Storm Cellar. Shout out to the Storm Cellar in Lincoln. They were doing a good show. My friend Bats was doing it, got to host, and my friend Rolly Greger, he goes by Rawls now. He was playing the guitar over this EDM track, and he had me beatbox at the same time with it. I was like, yo, this is rad as fuck.
It just makes the
It was
so
so
much
rad.
energy.
Yeah.
You can't even describe the energy that
Mhm.
goes through that.
And
Yeah.
the fact that while you're beatboxing, sometimes you still use words. I'm like, I don't understand.
Hey, he's still gonna get you to do two at the same time.
You
Just trust
don't-
that.
You don't smoke cigarettes, do you?
No.
There's no way. Okay.
No. I can't handle that.
Good
That's
question.
Rob and I were
Stress.
kind of talking about the breath control and being
Yeah,
able to
right.
like still have air for the next sound. Like it, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
no way, dude, smoke cigarettes.
And what's crazy is I even have like a little bit of asthma, and I still like push through it and just have like a big lung capacity and just go for it. You know,
What
I can
they
only
say.
imagine
There's
how good
also-
I'd be if I didn't have any asthma.
There's also ways that you probably train and condition your lungs for certain,
Yeah.
different sound.
I can run a mile. That kind of helps sometimes with the endurance of your
Yeah.
inward drags. But
What's
yeah.
the longest beatbox that you've done?
longest in a row? So I've done a 45-minute set straight.
What?
I've done So I've beatboxed for 45 minutes straight at this one festival. It was at Maya Light Kaya down by Blue Stem Lake. It's a super fun time.
Wow.
And-
45 minutes.
Yep, we're outside. We're there for a while. Okay, got some time to kill, so I'm just gonna keep going for as long as I can. I started to hit this pocket where I was after getting tired, 20, 30 minutes. It started to get better. It started to get easier. When you're working out and you're training, shit just gets easier.
Yeah,
and
oh,
that
yeah.
started happening with my face. I was like, whoa, new level. So if I push myself, I find out I get better and better. That's
Okay.
like, okay, I can actually push myself a lot harder.
Now,
than
when
I
you
thought.
go to these shows and you do all of this, your vocal cords and all that, like just like a singer, do they hurt?
They get
horse?
they get a little bit sore. They've been
Yeah.
they've been shooken up and vibrated quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it'll be like after a long night of talking to people at the bar too, and that it gets to my voice a little bit, but I could
You ever
handle
take
it
it out?
like
I'm
2-3 times a week.
Have your notepad and be like, I ain't talking today.
I always got to do like a hot chocolate or something either before or after, like doing like a performance. Like
Yeah,
that's what it just relaxes.
if I have it, I like
It's so hard. Who sat here next to me? Dude,
Hey,
your vocal
Steve's
cords,
over
you
there
son of
losing
a-
his mind and trying to control himself.
Forget even. Dude.
It was kind of the way he said it. There was a little.
It was soothing, huh?
I like a good hot chocolate too, though. That's
Steve was trying to hold it together over there, man.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Hands
So-
above the table.
You ever have you won any competitions?
I won my first beatbox battle here in Lincoln, and that was called the Breaking Bad beatbox battle. And we had like 4 or 5 people able to compete, so I only had to do 2 battles, and I kind of won. But it was like crowd calls it. It wasn't legit judges and stuff,
Okay.
so it wasn't like an esteemed battle, but it was like a local small battle. And I won that. But other than that, I've got top 8 and top 16 a couple times. But yeah, looking to hopefully take a trophy here at the Crossroads Beatbox Battle in a couple weeks.
That'd be sweet.
Now, is that a big community here in Nebraska, in Lincoln, Omaha?
No, not at all.
It's not.
Nope. There's
Not even the
like,
people who
I
listen to
know like 5 beatboxers, and none of them are none of them feel talented enough to actually compete in a battle.
Do
I'm the
you
only
feel
one
they
in
are?
Nebraska that competes in battles.
But do you feel they have the potential?
I feel at
Like
least
you
two,
encourage them,
at
like,
least
hey, man,
2 or
come on.
3 of them do, and the others I encourage them. Yeah, I'd like to realistically like 2 or 3 for sure.
That you're like, hey, man.
Yeah, I'm like, you can do it. You just gotta believe in yourself a little bit. And like,
That's a big stage fight because that is, like you said, a small community, but it's a community of elite people.
people be bedroom DJs for years before they ever step on a stage, and there's a lot of bedroom beatboxers. Just be like doing it on their own time.
Yeah.
Or in the shower type shit. Like, that the shower is a great place to practice that, by the way.
You get the echo.
Constantly rehydrated, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I tell people practice in the shower and do all sorts of shit you can, and drink a lot of fruit and fruit juice and keep your body healthy.
Yeah.
If you're doing any vocal art, you really want to avoid acidic foods and dairy as much as you can, and just balance it. But
It dry you out or something?
it breaks your stuff down faster and causes you to produce more mucus. So then you're spending time trying to handle the mucus instead of just having the good stuff to make that crisp, clean beatbox sound.
I love beatbox, man. That shit's dope.
Yeah.
Give us a sample.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm a shower
beat, Rich.
beatboxer.
Well, we ain't going there.
we ain't going to the shower.
I want to see what
Bro,
you got there.
I'm that dude, like I said, grew up, you know what I'm saying, in the hallways of the projects, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can do some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
But-
decent. You got the fundamentals, yeah.
But I know fundamentals, but I know good beatboxing. when I do
Right.
it, you know what I'm
No
saying?
sorrow. You know, M14s. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah. When, first time I
that's just
seen them on YouTube, I was like, what? I said, all right, let me listen. And I was losing. I had my kids. I was like, listen to this. And they were freaking out. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah.
That's that European, that French style, man. The French are the best in the world.
See,
That's
for
why
me,
go
when
over
I
to
hear
Europe to see the
beatboxing,
beatbox
I just
battles.
think of Police Academy. I'm that old.
Michael Winslow.
Right,
yeah.
right.
How old are you? I'm that
Respect.
old.
Yes.
Police Academy's my guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was more sound effects, but yeah, I
He
mean,
was a
obviously,
man,
he
he's a
can do it.
legend. That was another one of the judges who came through was Michael Winslow from Police
Let's
Academy.
go.
The man of 10,000 sounds.
yeah.
Any sound, this moving, any sound he can replicate. Any
Yeah.
basic sound, a screw, hammer, drill, you name it. Like hinge creaking on a door. I'm like, well, what? Like the most realistic sounds from a human. So who better to judge a beatbox battle than that? Like,
That's
Yes, sir.
and
that
now
would be a good
beatboxers are
judge.
imitating like sample kits the DJs
Yes.
use, and it's like holy crap, we make whole different sounds too. Sometimes I can't even do like the sub bass roll where the air goes inside your cheek. But
Yeah.
that shit's crazy too.
Like when they be dropping that, what is it? Like, it's not tech.
Drop it
techno,
like it's hot.
or chopped up or stuff like that. And they drop that hard, just drop, you know what I'm saying? That bass
The old
line.
chopped and screwed.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
man.
And it's
We
just,
used to
I'm just
buff
trying
that
to,
in the stereo
I'm
for
trying
sure.
to figure out the different sounds they're doing. But again, they're so good. They can do almost damn near 4. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, they have the different voices going on. I'm like, how y'all doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
but they've been obviously doing it a long time.
It's crazy, yeah.
All right, so I got to ask you, when you go to concerts, when you go to events, what's your look at the whole set? So, and the reason I ask is since I've been a DJ for 10 years, like when I go to a concert, no matter who it is, like I'm looking at the whole production.
Yeah,
I'm not looking
critical
at
of the
just
production too.
I'm not just looking at the main singer. I'm looking at the guitar. Everywhere I
I'm
can
looking at
see.
the light setups. I'm looking at
Yes.
everything that's
My
going
wife's
on.
like, I hate going to concerts with you. And I'm like, why? And she goes, because you're just not like really in. I'm like, no, I'm taking.
You're in your head and
everything
you're being
in.
analytical and like seeing where you could learn from.
Yes.
the
How can I
production,
get
too.
better?
Trying
Because anytime I can challenge myself,
Trying to produce that shit yourself.
you have to want to produce like that to get better. Like, and always push yourself to going, how could this guy get $90K to come pay a lot of money to come see him? Like, what does he have beside, like, and you just put it all together and you're looking at the performers and just the way that, I don't know, man. It's just,
There's a
it's whole different
showmanship
feeling.
aspect to watch too. I watch the performer for the showmanship and their stage presence and interaction with the crowd. Because that's like one of the 5 elements you get judged on in battles is your stage presence. And shit like that. And I'm pretty tall. And I move around a lot. Like, I like to showcase, so I don't get the opportunity to battle much, maybe once a year, but I showcase like 5, 10, 20 times a year. So that is where I shine, and that shows in the battles. I always watch other artists for their stage presence.
You know Strawstone at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I just went out to a couple of their shows, the Four Winds Festival.
You were down there?
I saw your boy KT perform. Okay. I was there on the, not Sunday, but the Saturday one.
Okay. We were there Sunday. Rob was there Friday and Sunday.
Oh, it was
every
Saturday,
night but Saturday.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I heard you met my nephew.
Oh, man.
Your
That
nephew?
show's great.
I don't know if I met him or not.
King Crime?
We've talked.
Oh.
He's going to come do the show.
That's
my nephew.
That's your
Yeah,
nephew?
and
Okay.
I think 2 weeks from now or something he's coming.
On what day?
Sunday.
Let's do it.
He's coming on a Sunday.
Let's do it.
So.
Hell yeah.
If I'm invited.
Yeah, no, all right. We'll
think about it.
Damn.
You know what though, dude? Kendall
He's thinking about the chocolate.
You're gonna have to bring hot chocolate flavor.
See, I told you he's thinking about the chocolate.
Yo, but Kendall, man, he reps the hat on his own show. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
got that right, man. That's the only way to marry.
You wear the wired
access. Yeah, I
wear the hat. Yeah, I wear the hat and I wear the our shirt especially when I go to the gym, and that's when people they'll start reading the blood or what's that? And I'm like, studio, and I show them, and that's how I got people from the gym to start listening to us.
They don't make hats big enough. I got a special.
No, that's why I didn't give you a hat.
They got helmets.
Yeah,
Matt will be on the air with a motorcycle
he gets that helmet for his short bus.
I get them double XL stretch fit hats, and then I'm gonna order some patches with my logo on.
Not you.
Yeah, no.
He needs a visor.
Jimmy Johnson trying to get the hats. Like, my head's too big for these fucking hats.
Oh yeah, I had to add like extra Velcro to the straps too.
What?
Straight up. We had to wear a hat at Jimmy Johnson, part of the uniform.
Yeah, buddy.
The Velcro where it's on both sides, so you can just stick.
I wear a size 8 fitted.
You and Ro are the same.
Yeah, we got big ass.
Evo Lottie got more head, but you still got big bodies.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
So I say we get into letting Scott give us a demo
Yes,
here.
sir.
When is your next show?
My next show that I'm doing is in Kansas City, Missouri, at the Record Bar. We're doing the Crossroads Beatbox Battle, August 31st through September 1st.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. That should be sweet. So 2-day deal.
Yeah, 2-3 day event thing. Gotta get Airbnbs and gonna go battle it out. I think probably roughly 30, 50 people, and get a top 16 battle going and see who makes it.
We'll definitely have a link for that too, right, Matt?
There'll be a live stream link that I can share with you. Yeah, we
awesome.
can plug it in.
That'd be
That
dope.
way,
We'll share that from the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun time.
All right, dude. Well, let's hear this.
For sure.
Master Skutt Kut Masta Skutt.
Yeah,
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
he straight scratches better than a lot of DJs. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Like, that's serious, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big scratcher. I went to DJ Academy, Omaha DJ Academy for 6 weeks, and the biggest thing there was transitions, making sure that I could go from hip hop to country, and you don't know nothing except for the rolling. You're like, you just went from Drake to Blake Shelton. What the? But you dig it, like you get into it because it's so smooth instead of just off on.
Mm-hmm.
But the way you scratch, dude, I wish I could.
Yeah, you do a
scratch
little,
like that.
just a little, into the songs when you transition, and it makes it so smooth. It uses that to kind of beat match and that line it up, and then
that's what's up. Now, can you emulate? Now we know.
I love the art of DJing. I love watching it. I kind of know. I know a lot of the stuff and the concepts. I've thought about starting DJing.
Like you hear like,
let me know.
Like a simple rap.
I love to share.
I've been producing music for so long. I'd love to just play it too. But say what?
Like a simple rap beat. You could like listen to it and probably emulate it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I know
that's actually my formula for making tracks with hip hop artists. They'll say, "I have a beat that I know I can spit to. Make me a beat pretty much just like that, and then I'll spit over that."
But the bebop version.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
You said the bebop version. Yeah.
Hey, it's the acapella of the actual instrument. So
yes.
I mean that was fresh as hell. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's gonna freak out and lose their mind when why didn't you take me? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm selfish.
So what does a practice week look for you? You're preparing for a show in a couple of weeks. How does that practice and how does that stage go?
That's a good question. I kind of just practice whenever I'm feeling it and I get like the time. But yeah, I don't know. I just gotta kind of push myself, and every once in a while, like maybe a few times a day at least, I'll do like 2-minute routine rounds. So I'm doing like a full 2 minutes of beatboxing that I feel like would get through a competition, and doing that at least a few times a day, and doing that every day. So
if you follow his Facebook, you'll catch him in like the stairwell of a building, ripping one out. Or
I put that on my Snapchat more now.
So you're definitely gonna feed off a crowd's vibe as well, right?
Yes. Once there's a crowd, I start killing it.
And I bet you. Do you prefer a certain, so like, okay, top 8, top 16, right? Do you prefer what order you go in that lineup?
Oh, you always want to go second.
Really?
Or last, yeah.
Okay. Second or last?
Yeah, you don't want to go first. Like if you get the decision, you always choose to let them go first because it's an answer or a question, answer from A, B.
Gotcha,
so each person gets to respond at least once, but one person gets to respond twice.
So in your head, you kind of want to be the best response, obviously.
And
so
you want to listen to them. If they're not that good and you know you're going to smoke them, don't just destroy them in the first round. Just do enough to beat them.
Just crescendo it.
Sandbag a touch.
Yeah. But if you know, like, oh crap, this is going to be a close battle, you know what to expect and what to start preparing for.
So is this a draw, like a draw in the hat of what order you go in?
Or they do it like the sports seeding. So we all do elimination rounds, and then 16th faces first, 15th versus second, and so on and so on. So that the first top four will have the best chance of ending up in the finals together. Yeah, so exactly like a bracket seeding they do in sports. Yeah.
Where or how are you getting your ratings or feelings on how good you're doing? Like what are you comparing it to in order to know whether you can up it a little bit or not? What are you
like how I gauge my
yourself? Yeah.
With my skill and stuff. I base that kind of on like crowd reaction, like and other competitor beatboxers giving me feedback, and I really heard that a lot when I went up to Worldwide Beatbox Festival here in North Carolina. And they were like, dude, you got a lot better. I'm like, really? And like the judges even were like, you got a hell of a lot better since the last time we seen you. That's when I went to Berlin, Germany for World Champs. And yeah, seeing a lot of the feedback of like the young kids too. I thought the younger kids a few of them were better than me. They're like, dude, you got some chops. I was like, you know, I got some chops too. I'm like impressed by everyone. But yeah, getting feedback from other beatboxers, that's my main way of doing it. There's not a lot of other competitive beatboxers here in Nebraska. So traveling to places like Kansas City, even Chicago, is really important for me to network with other beatboxers who are in the scene like that.
Do you have like a TikTok presence at all?
Oh, barely. I got like 100 followers on TikTok. I did a pretty funny video. I was like at a stinky gas station. I was like, man, got to remember to bring all the beats. I forgot that. Almost forgot that. Definitely not. No. That shit was pretty funny.
Oh, shit.
I got a couple. There's a one where I'm about to post it. It's me. I'm about to brush my teeth. I'm just holding the toothbrush, and I had to be like, I got to post it like, when you got to beat, but you got to brush your teeth. You got to stop.
Well, it would be kind of cool to like. I mean, if you could sort of like, you know, like
I might start a new TikTok and there's an algorithm way to make your shit pop.
I could tell you,
when you start it. And I made some mistakes when I started this TikTok willy nilly.
But
yeah,
to be able to like find another beatboxer with a TikTok presence and y'all do some kind of battle.
The duos on there.
The
duos.
Yeah, there is a couple really good TikTok beatboxers I know of. Ballistics too. I've actually battled him back in 2018. in Chicago, and he's like blowing up on TikTok. He's got over 1 million followers.
That's all you need to do is just
Yeah.
try to do it. Hey, I know that I've grown since 2018. Let's let people judge us.
Okay,
That's
Word.
what you
Yeah.
attack
Get
it,
your
man. I'm
following
telling
like that,
you.
definitely.
I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Hey, man.
Do a TikTok rematch
Yes,
with Ballistics. We're coming for you, Ballistics.
There you go.
Dude,
Challenge them out. You know.
But I
You
mean, really, I would watch something like
Yes.
that for couple minute videos and shit. That would be, so man, something to look at.
And honestly, like that video I did, there's like it's an emoji thing where you put 4 or 5 emojis and you beatbox to those emojis, and it was like fish, gas, but it's a stinky gas station. So that's what Ballistics does too, and he's like really good at it. And people will just put 5 emojis and he'll beatbox to them, and he like kills it.
Huh.
I'm like that's the next level too.
Yeah,
beatbox challenges and games. Yeah,
That's a whole
definitely
level
should
of
get into
like
TikTok
wit
and-
versus you can beatbox, but it's the wit and put it together based on the the emojis. That's
was that's and
talent.
it's coming up with something on the fly. I always like battle rapping for that because you have to come up with those disses or whatever on the spot. It isn't just like you've had days to write it down. And in your situation, if the dude before you comes with like a crazy beat, you got to try to step yourself up and have either something ready or be ready to do it on the spot.
Yeah, you got to be ready to counter your opponent and do a cooler beat. Or if you have a beat that's you think is good, but it's not good enough to be better, it's not good to try to imitate his beat if it's definitely not better.
Yeah.
That'll make you lose points if you try a counter and it's unsuccessful.
Now, when you go in the
Very
rounds,
critical.
do they call out? Obviously, we saw in the breakdancing, they called out, like I would see the challenger, if they did the same thing over in another routine, because that was the thing.
Time, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll do that to you. Yeah, that's a risky move. It's a very offensive move, like offense, I should say. Like it's it's not really necessary. Some people do it, and it does sort of call them out. But I've seen it fuel that other challenger, and like, oh, you think I've done it twice? Then they'll level up their sound to like a 3 pattern instead, and the crowd goes crazy. Like, wow, he responded to you did it twice. Like, no, I'll show you a new and better one.
Nice.
So sometimes it'll push your opponent to be better.
And that's like you said,
you got to be careful.
Keep the tricks
Be
in the bag
defensive.
still. You know what I'm saying? When you want to use them, pull them out.
Or if you know the crowd's not feeling it because he did the same beat again, and you're kind of positioned behind him where you can't see you, just kind of put your 2 fingers. Little subtle things go far in a battle. We're like, oh, he's doing a good drop. Take a drink of water. Look the other
crowd reactions. It's all about catching the crowd.
Crowd work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's working the crowd when you're not even performing.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to River, the Grand B-Box battle champion. He taught me a lot with like stage presence and like being calm in a battle and not being the guy that's like it is a battle at the end of the day, and you want to kind of your offense and defense, but he's like a strictly defensive beatboxer. It's very
now,
chill.
is there a lot of which I know there are because I've seen them on YouTube and stuff, but like the circuits that you run, which you obviously get on the world circuit as well, females.
Yes, so most places don't separate the genders. There's only a few like world beatbox champs. That's one thing I'm not super happy about, that they separate the genders there instead of including them.
Why?
I think there's so many good female beatboxers. They should just be able to compete with the males too. And there's Pechinkatsa, there's people from Bulgaria, all over Eastern Europe that are insanely good at beatboxing.
And they'll actually keep them in their own category, their own genre.
Only at world champs and Germany and a couple other countries. They still, but USA
overseas, they're a little less gender. Let's get together for sports types of things. It might just be
it might just be a cultural.
And they're real serious about their
yeah.
stuff over there too. I mean, it's like over there across.
There's places women can't drive without like their male permission. Still, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that could be like the world stage. That's why they do
That'd be kind
that.
of smart. So you guys don't need to be out there driving anyway.
Fucking Steve.
Hey, what's your calm before a battle? What's your go-to, man? Because like people don't understand, like when you're performing DJ music, anything, if you don't have nerves, you're in the wrong position, right? You're doing it for the wrong. But what's your calm and go-to?
Man, sometimes I have the nerves. Sometimes I'll be in the pocket. My thing is just to go for it. Because no matter what, you ain't got no choice except when they count down to 3, 2, 1, beatbox. You ready or not? You gotta go. But
so you already got that. You got that vibe. I got
the vibe. I'm a more of a freestyle battler, which is kind of a rare thing. And if you're good as a freestyle battler, like you're pretty dangerous in the battle if you start getting far.
You wait.
Because you can counter almost anything if you got it.
I can't wait. I'm waiting for my turn. Get these. Yeah.
One of my weaknesses is I should make more routines so I know those tricks to pull out of my bag right away. Just a full blown song. I practice like 1-2 minute things, but yeah, definitely getting calm before battle. Just taking some breaths and having the right juice if I got it. Like if I have a little bottle of juice or something, I'll be set. Sometimes backstage there's a lot of fog machines. Like even like this water is my mouth like a little starchy right now. It's cold. Like it just happened. Like sometimes you just get dry mouth when you're drinking water. But yeah, when I'm in the pocket, I can't explain it. It just happens. And then everything is easy. You get these fast sounds. What?
I said we got some soda too. We need one.
No, I don't think soda. Thank you, though.
What is the battles? What do they go like? Is it like a minute each?
Like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
AB. So 90 seconds. And they usually do like a 2-minute elimination round before all that. See who's gonna place where. Yeah.
So you guys obviously do a sound check as well before you go
they have show starts. They'll have the loudest, most powerful beatboxer do a sound check, usually from the judges.
Gotcha.
So that way the levels are set pretty well, so where the loudest is gonna barely avoid clipping.
Gotcha.
So your average one's gonna get a little below that, give you a ceiling.
Yeah.
They might push it later, but some battlers are really quiet, and that's I understand why people don't want to show up. Like one of my friends, they're really good, but they're like. This really tight, quiet sounds, and you get on a mic and someone's like, it's totally different live, and you're like, I don't want to get slaughtered in a battle, but
hell yeah,
nice,
yeah.
Well, you got one more you want to give us for the?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Shout out Kansas City beatbox.
What's upon a
Kut Masta Skutt,
dude, that is so crazy.
That's the Kut Masta.
Yeah.
I wanted to just go on there. I just wanted to go. Once upon a time, I didn't have the time. Now I'm on 5.
We could do it one more time.
I'm serious.
We can do it one more time.
Melt it, dude.
We can do it one more time. Hit him with the rhymes.
Once upon a time, I didn't have. I can't tell you. I was feeling it, dude.
Yo, loop that right there.
right.
I was feeling it, dude, and I just saw like the 5 and down. I don't know.
I felt it.
I felt it.
We did it. We did a bar. There was one bar there.
I effed it up.
You didn't feel the urge to just hop on?
Rich got to go to work, remember? I still got to go to work. I got to get my beauty sleep.
So we got about 15 minutes left, and I actually wanted, since Kendall doesn't get to visit with us much, and we'll thank you for coming. We know you're a busy dude, but I mean, like, I'm actually going to let you talk about all the things you got going with the beef, and let's see it,
dude. So we just celebrated the 2024 championship with the beef.
Yep, I was there.
I'm more of their hype guy. I get a lot of their fan interactions. That was fun. It was a very productive year of learning how to use the tools. I'm grateful that they allowed me to come on, join the board, and just be creative. Like there needs to be more owners out there that want these people that are creating the social media. Let them breathe a little bit, judge a little bit, but breathe a little bit and see what they have for you. And so that was the thing that I got from them. Heard at Sports still with them, signed the second year. On episode 70 something with that. And just getting these people's stories out is just crazy. Will Kyle, now at UCLA. That dude, I remember he was my old neighbor. I was just talking to Rich. Little Will, he was 5 years old, about this big, and goes to South Dakota State, and now he's in UCLA playing with James Harden on a pickup game like it was nothing. So, like, seeing some of these kids from this area just grow and get out there. But I'm going to cover a lot of Thursday night football this year. Friday nights, I really like what I'm doing in DJ. The vibe is just so good. I don't want to leave it. So,
That's your mental health night.
dude, it is. It is. So Thursday night football, be on the lookout. I'm going to have votes put out there. What game do you want me to go to? I got a chain that's getting built, and it's wired access, plug and play player of the game. If you think of wired access, plug and play, player of the game. And what I like about it is I could use it at any sport, but it's just picking who I choose at the end of the game, who I thought had the best game.
Yeah.
I throw together highlight films for a couple kids. Really just try to get these kids seen by colleges and get their film out there and positive, no matter what school.
Right.
Like, I like that I don't have a school ties anymore. Someone was like, yeah, our team's going to kick your team's ass. And I'm like, I don't have a team. All my kids are out. Like, I don't, So it's just, Wired Access Podcast, DJ K-Dub Omaha. It's a good link together. It's been a blessing, and I appreciate my wife, who is my ride or die. I do want to say, I know last episode Steve kind of pulled me in, and I was thinking so hard.
Sorry, man.
No, you're good.
Hey, man, I got drug into that the last time I went to Simmons.
But when I really think about it, that saying, like, is your wife ride or die? Like, I really think about it, and Matt would remember this. We were all at Burger King. We were all working as managers, making decent money at that time, Yeah. And then I just up and quit and went to towing cars, and the money switched and flipped real bad. Like, not even close to what I was making.
Yeah.
But she knew I was in a better state of mind. And obviously, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today without her working her job. So I don't have to worry about insurance. So I get to be part-time dispatching. I get to do the podcast stuff. I get to mow lawns, DJ, and come hang out with the boys sometimes. But I was more thinking about how he was presenting it more than how I needed to answer. And it ain't nothing like, oh, you were told. No, like, when I think of my life, that's what I think about. Like, because I really did. I left BK just because I didn't have a raise in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm out. And what'd you go to? I went to tow truck driving, which does not make the same as a general manager. No. It just doesn't. But you don't have the stress of what we were having. You know? And especially now, dude, I couldn't do food. Could never go back, man.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
sure.
you've learned how you should be living. I think you're still too busy. I mean, I understand you.
Oh my God,
Bro.
That's an understatement, man.
How many videos, I guess? How many you put on a video every day?
No, I'm actually, dude, I've been behind on a lot of that. I got a lot of content on my phone, but getting it out is not easy when you're a one-man show.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I'm really looking for a sponsor, even for that Thursday night, or just a player of the game for the events. Because I get to do an interview at the end. Luckily, having the high school badge where you can go in. I'm on the field. I'm, getting connections with these kids and making sure, to promote the ones that not everybody shows love to.
Yeah.
So
when you got a nice, wholesome show, you don't curse so much.
We curse, but not like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
not
let,
like
I
us.
let,
Not like 5-10 productions.
I did. It was funny because I did let one high school, because I was like, so what about this rivalry? And then she was talking stuff on the other school. So I let them have a little bit of platform fun, but still keep it classy to where, like, we're just trying to, if we could get our message to one person, parent, needing something for their athlete or even the athlete that's going through something. My biggest thing is with Wired Access is we get these athletes to be vulnerable and tell you about some of the worst things they've experienced when you think you're going through the worst. I mean, we all live our regular lives and we don't get injured like an athlete could get injured.
Yeah.
So when you could get those athletes to talk about an injury that gets them to where they could do everything every day that they want to do, and then all of a sudden now everybody doesn't want nothing to do with them because they can't play that running back role. The mental, the how do you get over it?
Hadn't even really thought about that.
Dude, it's crazy. It's or if you're a college student out there, and I had Will talk. He talked big on it because transfer portal's so new, and I was like, so what's your thoughts on it? And I dropped that video, and he just said, be present where you're at now because you never know what opportunity will come from that present.
That's the part I caught when he said that. Yeah. And I was like, that's one of the deepest things because you know what? These kids ain't even being present, man. They just looking at that dollar sign and they hightail. When he said that, I was like, now that's somebody that, you know what, you could build a team around. For the fact is, you know what I'm saying, it's team first. You know what I'm saying? They come into the school.
And you see what the South Dakota State did last year. They got to the NCAA tournament, man. They won the Summit League. He was Defensive Player of the Year. But you saw that they let that go, and then all of a sudden he transfers to UCLA. I mean, the mecca of college basketball. Yeah, they're the mecca.
Really?
They haven't been there like they used to.
But they're still up there. So it's just like getting those stories so these kids understand that social media could ruin you if you don't do it right.
Yeah.
And then also just the fact of when you think that you're living the worst, and that's what I like even about what you guys always do. Tell us about some of the struggles you went through and how you got over it. So then if I'm struggling, maybe I can get over that.
Yeah.
Amen.
It's,
seeing a different perspective
somebody
else went through.
Outside the box, and if you're not taking, it's one thing to not take advice and do it. That's okay. But take people's advice. Let them have a speak for one moment.
Yeah, right. Open up
and
enough.
It might think. And it sucks because I've even corrected my own wife where she'll ask for something and I might give the obvious answer. But I'm giving you an answer, whether not because you didn't think of it, but that's what I came to. And I'm maybe give someone that aha moment to go, dang, I didn't even think of that. Whether it is a struggle with addiction, injuries, personal life, kids.
I hadn't thought about the head game after you got injured, going from being the star or whatever to nobody cares that you exist anymore. Really, on the field anyway.
Yeah, one of my favorites is JoJo Doman. Yeah, he's a Husker, and I know you hate Huskers. But that dude had both knees done and had to play for 3 defensive coordinators. That's like having every year to retry out for a position that now he's in the NFL, but yet he never once left. He could have left. He could have went anywhere, but he had to retry out every year, even being one of the top linebackers on the team.
Yep.
Because these people didn't invest in you.
Yeah,
and that's the problem too, where the transfer portal and athletes get confused is just that factor of people come and go so quickly, and the only people that get put on the TV is the athlete. So then people look at it as a bad thing. But did you see what happened to his coach? Did you see what all happened behind the scenes? No, you're judging because he's like, I'm out.
Yeah,
But there is, don't get me wrong, like anything else, there is some athletes that just can't handle the heat in the kitchen. And that stuff sucks because you don't know unless you're not in tune with them. And that's where, in this generation, they just gotta. If you think we go to work every day and our bosses treat us with the best up due respect every day, I'm sorry.
Where they don't.
They don't. Let me know where that's at.
Never have.
You know what I love about the new kids is that's not my job. That's not my job.
Oh, I hear that every day at work.
That's not my job.
To the point where sometimes I even say it, that's my job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, the world we live in, it's something new comes, and then you get this group who thinks they're entitled, and then you get us old heads who are like, you know what, you don't know what it takes. You know what I'm saying? That we got our old heads that we look up to that tell us we don't know what it takes, when it's like, man, we kind of got baptized in this modern technology world and still stuck in the old world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's where we kind of touched on that the other day. the young kids keep us up to speed, and we can help them elevate. Just we got to be willing to listen to each other a little bit and be willing to adjust.
And that's what I like, just making these connections with. I mean, you never know who you're going to come across, and who can want you for another service.
Yeah.
I flipped an interview into a wedding, and a big wedding at that I very, once that work came out, like when the text came for that wedding, dude, I told my wife I was in my feelings. I'm like, this hit hard. This meant I made an impression so good that you wanted to use me for something else.
Yeah.
And what I do. Because that's what, a lot of people don't do. Like, promote your friends, promote that, do that free promote.
Yeah.
Share it, like it, whatever. You don't have to go like one of every photo of mine when I have a bucket of 50 together. You don't have to go through and individually hit like of everything.
Yeah, but like and share the post.
Like, share, follow. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. Like, share, follow your friends.
That's why Scott's here as well. You know what I'm saying? We go be promoting your beatboxing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There is community. There are people who probably watch this who probably don't even, they like the stuff, but they probably haven't went up YouTube. Now they're going to hear you. They're going to hear what you drop.
Go off of it.
They're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Boom, now you just brought that love back.
And this was all from a Jimmy John's hookup.
Right.
I was like,
all over a sandwich.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I was showing my kids his videos last night and stuff, and they were like, that is crazy. I don't understand it. Like, I was like, dude,
yeah.
I'm like, he's making all that noise with his mouth, dude. Like, and yeah, the kids were blown away.
And I love it because, like, Kendall's DJ for me. I got as saying it's with both y'all craft is the same. You incorporating sounds with your mouth. You're incorporating sounds, over some, sampling this or this song and that song. I mean, it's dope. It's dope to be a part of. It's definitely dope to push, especially that we have friends that do it, and pushing it out to the community and viewers out there, who may want to see it and are interested.
Yeah, and there's a lot of room to do that stuff live together and have DJs with beatboxers at the same time.
Yes, sir.
DJs like to go back to back, they call it, in the EDM scene, where there's two DJs at the same time. I call it back to beatbox, where I'm just doing a DJ and then I beatbox over whatever you're already DJing.
And that would be dope if you come down to Sinis, like he said. He's like, come down to Sinis, boom, y'all can have a little, little session.
I can do everything from hip hop to like rowdy house music and rhythm. Like, I can do all sorts of stuff.
For me, it's just watching people's facial reactions when they think they know what I'm playing, and something else comes across, and then they move so hard. Even with that,
I love that. I mean, when you switch genres, like, we'll do that up to like 7 times in a 1:30 round because we're trying to do the most impressive beatbox. We'll switch genres like a bunch of times, like all over, and it's.
I think one of my favorite is I'll drop Country Girl Shake It For Me, but the background beat is Don't Drop That Dun Da Dun. And dude, it's just so fun, dude, because people are jamming to the country, and then I'll slide out the beat of the country song, slide in the Don't Drop That Dun Da Dun, and then once it gets to that second cut, and they're hitting that chorus, then I just throw that on, hit the loop on one word, shake it, and then it goes, Don't drop that, and it's just and the funny thing is just watching people get to it, and I have to say my favorite to put into people's ears is Latin beats, because your body will move whether you want it to move or not. It just
the
reggaeton, and all that. Dude.
I love switching up to a reggaeton beat when I'm street performing. I see a crowd of Latino people come on. Okay, let's switch it up here.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to play to your crowd too, kind of like.
Now I haven't done the live events like you on the corner or whatever, so I give you mad props because that takes.
Yeah, not everyone just be out there like, I've never seen DJs like bring a generator and a table out. But I bring my battery and my speaker and my loop station. I just set up next to the side of the corner and be like, yo, that's fucking tight. While they're drinking and bar hopping, they're dropping their leftover change. It's perfect. It's a great time.
I was at the bridge on the Iowa side, and I was playing outside but I was playing outside for a grad party because they had the building behind me, but they had me outside. Dude, people came off that bridge, and just watching them stop and start moving to the music, like that hit me because I don't get that experience like out on the corner or something.
Yeah, it's fun doing it out in the open when there's just people in public.
And you don't know
moving
who's going to
around,
stop.
watching
You don't know who you're going to catch.
Exactly.
I caught another DJ. He was riding little scooters with his girl, and he ended up coming. He's like, dude, no way. And
right, you're just out here like
Yes.
doing it.
enjoying it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, boys, we are at our hour. So I'm gonna thank you for coming, taking the time. Kendall, we're glad you made it, dude. We do wish you see you more. Obviously, you got too much going on as it is. So
Hey, man, I try. And it's getting to winter, so
yeah,
I won't always be working.
there, yeah,
Unless it snows.
yeah.
Or it's a Friday night.
Two times last
Or
year.
you're
Well,
recording
they're
for wired
saying it's
access.
supposed to be a wet winter. We'll see.
You can take the wet anytime. I'll take the snow.
Yeah.
Wet snow sucks.
But yeah, thanks for coming, boys. We'll get this going here and have yourselves a beautiful day.
Cool.